The ice is silent now. You stand on King William Island in the Canadian Arctic, where summer means 24-hour daylight, but the temperature still hovers near freezing. The landscape is brutal, flat, endless. Nothing but rock and ice, and a sky so vast it makes you feel like an insect. Somewhere beneath this frozen wasteland lie the bones of men who thought they could conquer the Arctic. They were wrong. The wreck of HMS Terror was found in 2016, sitting upright on the seafloor, perfectly preserved in water so cold that decay moves at a glacial pace. 3 masts still standing, windows intact, a ship frozen in time, just like the men who sailed her. But finding the ship didn't answer the question. It deepened it. What happened here? How did 129 men, the best the Royal Navy could offer, simply vanish into the ice? Close your eyes. When you open them, you're standing on the deck of HMS Terror. The year is 1845, May 19th. You're in the River Thames, preparing to depart. The air smells of tar and salt water and the coal smoke from London's countless chimneys. Around you, the ship is chaos. Organized chaos, but chaos nonetheless. Sailors securing cargo, officers checking manifests, visitors saying goodbye. You're a sailor, not an officer. You're able-bodied seaman. Thomas Evans, age 23. You signed on 6 months ago when the expedition was announced. 2 ships, HMS Erebus and HMS Terror, headed to the Arctic to find the Northwest Passage, the mythical route through the frozen north that will connect the Atlantic to the Pacific. Find it, and Britain controls a trade route worth more than gold. Find it, and you're part of history. The pay is good, better than merchant ships, and the ships themselves. You've never seen anything like them. Terror and Erebus are bomb vessels built to withstand the recoil of heavy mortars. Massively reinforced. Oak beams a foot thick. Iron plating on the bows. They've been to the Antarctic with James Clark Ross. They've survived the worst seas on Earth. If any ships can break through the Arctic ice, it's these. Captain Francis Crozier commands Terror. He's 49, experienced, cautious. He's been to the Arctic before. He knows what the ice can do. He's also Irish, which means he'll never get the credit he deserves in the Royal Navy, no matter how skilled he is. That credit goes to Sir John Franklin, commanding Erebus, 60 years old. No Arctic experience, but he's English, titled Connected. This is his expedition. You can see Erebus from Terror's deck. She's moored alongside, identical to your ship. 105 feet long, 370 tons, painted black with yellow trim. Beautiful in the way warships are beautiful. Deadly and elegant in equal measure. The provisions are staggering. 3 years' worth of food. Tinned meat, tinned vegetables, tinned soup. 8,000 tins total. Modern technology. No more scurvy, no more starvation. The tins are sealed with lead solar, guaranteed to keep the food fresh for years. You've seen them loaded, crate after crate, disappearing into the hold. Beef, pork, carrots, peas. Enough to feed 129 men through 3 Arctic winters if necessary. Also loaded, a library of 1,200 books, a hand organ that plays 50 tunes, sterling silver plates for the officers, school supplies, because there are young boys aboard, ship's boys being educated as they sail. This isn't just an expedition. It's a statement. Britain will find the Northwest Passage, and she'll do it in style, with proper china and education and civilization. The departure is grand. Crowds line the docks, wives crying, children waving. You don't have family here. You're from Cornwall, and your family couldn't afford the trip to London, but others do. You watch Captain Crozier say goodbye to a woman, not his wife. He's not married, but someone who matters. Her face is composed, but her hands shake when she touches his arm. Then the order comes. Cast off. The hawsers are released. Tugs pull Terror and Erebus into the Thames. The crowd cheers. A band plays God Save the Queen. You're 23 years old, and you're about to sail to the Arctic with the finest ships, the best equipment, the most advanced technology the British Empire can provide. Nothing can go wrong. Everything will go wrong. The Atlantic crossing is smooth. Too smooth. Good winds, calm seas. The ships make excellent time. By late July, you're in Baffin Bay, threading between icebergs the size of cathedrals. The water is so cold that falling in means death in minutes. Your hands go numb just touching the rigging. But the ships push on, breaking through thin ice, sailing past Greenland's coast, heading west. At Disco Bay, you stop for supplies. Fresh water. Last chance to send letters home. You write to your sister. Tell her you're well. The food is good, the ship is solid, you'll be home in 2 years, maybe 3, with stories and prize money. You seal the letter, hand it over. It's the last contact any of you will have with the world you knew. From there, you sail into Lancaster Sound, the entrance to the Arctic archipelago, a labyrinth of channels and islands and ice that no one has fully mapped. Franklin's orders are clear. Sail west through Barrow Strait, then south through Peel Sound, then west again. Find the passage. Claim it for Britain. Come home, heroes. August. The ice is light this year. Unusually light. The ships make good progress, sailing deeper into the archipelago than anyone expected. You pass through Barrow Strait, the shores of Devon Island to the north, Somerset Island to the south. The landscape is alien. No trees. No vegetation except moss and lichen clinging to rocks. The only color is white and gray and the deep blue of ancient ice. But there's life. Seals surface near the ships, curious. Walrus colonies bellow from ice floes. Arctic. Terns wheel overhead, their cries sharp in the cold air. The men are in good spirits. This is easier than expected. The passage might actually be open. You might actually succeed. Then September comes. The temperature drops. New ice forms overnight, thin sheets at first, then thicker. The ships slow. Push through. Slow more. On September 12th, near King William Island, the ice closes around you like a fist. You're stuck. The ships are frozen in. The ice is 6 feet thick and growing thicker every day. No amount of ramming or sawing will break through. Terror and Erebus are locked in place, trapped in Victoria Strait, 15 miles from King William Island's shore. It's fine. This is expected. Arctic expeditions get frozen in all the time. You'll winter here, wait for spring thaw, then continue. The ships have everything you need. Food, fuel, entertainment. The officers organize classes. The hand organ plays in the evenings. You study astronomy, practice navigation, learn to read better than you ever did in Cornwall. The sun disappears in November. 24-hour darkness. The temperature drops to 40 below zero. 50 below. The cold is unlike anything you've experienced. It's not just uncomfortable, it's hostile, aggressive. It seeps through layers of wool and canvas and fur, finds your skin, steals your heat. Your breath freezes instantly, forming ice crystals in your beard. Touching metal with bare skin means losing skin. The ships creak and groan under the pressure of the ice. At night, you lie in your hammock and listen to the hull protest. Sounds like a living thing in pain. But the ships hold. They were built for this. The oak beams, the iron plating, they're doing their job. Christmas arrives. The officers organize a feast. Tinned turkey, tinned potatoes, rum rations doubled. Someone produces a Christmas pudding, somehow preserved from England. Captain Crozier makes a toast. To the expedition, to the passage, to home. You drink. You try to believe him. But something is wrong. You're tired all the time. Your gums are bleeding. The cold makes your joints ache. You're 23 years old. You shouldn't feel like this. 3 men die that first winter. John Torrington, John Hartnell, William Brain, illness. The ship's surgeon can't identify what. They're buried on Beachy Island, in graves dug from permafrost. 3 wooden crosses mark the spot, the first of 129. Winter passes, slowly, agonizingly. The darkness, the cold, the confinement. It wears on everyone. Fights break out over nothing. A man goes mad, claims the ice is alive, tries to jump overboard. He's restrained, confined to quarters. The surgeon doses him with laudanum until he's quiet. March, the sun returns. Pale, weak, barely warming anything, but it's there. Hope returns with it. The ice will melt. The ships will sail. The nightmare will end. Except the ice doesn't melt. Spring comes and the ice remains solid, unbroken. Miles of it in every direction. The ships don't move an inch. Summer 1846. You've been frozen in for 9 months. The captains make a decision. Stay with the ships. The ice will break eventually. It has to. Meanwhile, send out sledging parties. Explore. Map the coastline. Search for the passage on foot if necessary. You're assigned to one of the parties. 12 men pulling a sledge loaded with supplies. Your target? King William Island. Map its coast. Look for channels that might be navigable. The work is brutal. The sledge weighs 800 pounds. 12 men hauling it across pressure ridges, through snow that comes to your waist, in temperatures that never rise above freezing even in summer. You make 3 miles a day, sometimes less. Your hands blister through your gloves. Your back screams. At night, you collapse in a tent, barely large enough for everyone to fit. The cold seeps up from the ground, steals your body heat, even through layers of blankets and fur. But you see things. Inuit, native people. They appear on the horizon, watching, never approaching. They're dressed in furs, pulling small sledges, moving across the ice with an ease that makes your struggle look pathetic. They survive here, live here, know how to read the ice, hunt the seals, avoid starvation. Your officer, Lieutenant Gore, tries to make contact, waves, offers gifts. They watch for a moment, then disappear, like ghosts. Later, you'll learn that they knew. They saw you, saw your ships, saw your sledges and your equipment and your British stubbornness, and they knew you were going to die. They couldn't help. Wouldn't help. You were already dead. You returned to the ships in August. The ice hasn't moved. Terror and Erebus are still locked in place, now encased in ice that's 2 winters old, compressed, solid as rock. The ships look smaller somehow, dirtier. The paint is peeling. The rigging sags. And the men look worse. More are sick. More are dying. The bleeding gums have spread to almost everyone. Scurvy, the surgeon says, but that's impossible. You have citrus juice, tinned lemon juice, issued daily. You drink it, grimace at the bitter taste, but you drink it. It's supposed to prevent scurvy. It doesn't. The canning process has destroyed the vitamin C. The lemon juice is useless, and scurvy is spreading through the crews like plague. Your teeth are loose. You can wiggle them with your tongue. Your legs are covered in bruises that won't heal. You're exhausted constantly, barely able to climb the rigging anymore. And you're not alone. Half the crew is the same. Some are worse. Unable to walk, bleeding from old wounds that have reopened. Winter, 1846 to 1847. The second winter, darker than the first because you know what's coming. The cold, the darkness, the confinement. But this time, there's no hope of leaving when spring comes. The ice is permanent. Multi-year ice, compressed and thick and immovable. Food is still plentiful. The tins are holding up. You eat tinned beef, tinned vegetables, bread when the bakers can get the ovens hot enough. But something is wrong with the food too. It tastes metallic. Off. Some tins, when opened, release a smell that makes you gag. The meat inside is gray, slimy. Those tins are discarded. But how many others are contaminated, but not obviously so? Lead. The solder sealing the tins is lead, and it's leaching into the food. Every meal, every day you're ingesting lead. It accumulates in your bones, your brain, your organs. It causes fatigue, confusion, aggression, organ failure. Combined with scurvy, with the cold, with the psychological strain, it's killing you slowly. But you don't know this. Can't know this. The science doesn't exist yet. All you know is that you're sick, you're getting sicker, and nothing helps. Your mind starts playing tricks. You see things in the darkness, shapes moving on the ice. Hear voices calling your name. You know it's not real, but it feels real. The lead is poisoning your brain, making thoughts sluggish, memories confused. Sometimes you forget where you are. Sometimes you think you're back in Cornwall, in your childhood home, warm and safe. Then you wake up and you're in the Arctic, frozen, dying. Spring 1847. Still no thaw. Sir John Franklin dies. April 11th. The official record says natural causes. He's 61, exhausted, broken by the failure. He's buried on King William Island with full honors. The man who was supposed to conquer the Arctic is defeated by it. Command passes to Captain Crozier. He makes the decision: stay with the ships one more winter. Give the ice one more chance to release them. If it doesn't, they'll have to abandon ship. Walk out. Head south toward Backsfish River. Follow it to the Hudson Bay outposts. It's hundreds of miles through the worst terrain on Earth, but it's a chance. Winter 1847 to 1848. The third winter. 24 men are dead now. The rest are sick, weakening, losing hope. The ships are deteriorating. Ice pressure has damaged the hulls. Water seeps in, freezes, expands. The pumps run constantly. The coal is running low. Soon there won't be fuel for heat. You're one of the stronger ones. Relatively speaking, you can still work, still function. But you're not the man who left England. Your teeth are mostly gone. Your gums are black. Your skin is covered in sores that won't heal. You're 50 pounds lighter. Your clothes hang on you like sails on a calm day. But you're alive, and as long as you're alive, there's hope. April 1848. Crozier makes the final decision. Abandon ship. They'll take the lifeboats, mount them on sledges, drag them south, carry as many supplies as possible, march to salvation or die trying. On April 22nd, the evacuation begins. 105 men, all that's left of the original 129. You help lower boats onto the ice, load them with supplies. But the loads are insane. Sterling silver plates, books, a writing desk, soap, items that made sense in civilization, but are meaningless here. You want to speak up, want to say this is madness, but your mind is foggy. The lead has made thinking difficult. And the officers, they're worse. They're making decisions that don't make sense. Packing heavy, useless items and leaving behind things that might actually save you. They don't take enough food, don't take the right clothing, don't understand that the ice and the cold will kill you faster than anything. You watch Captain Crozier oversee the loading. His face is gaunt, his eyes sunken. He's been in the Arctic before. He knows what's out there, but he has no choice. Staying means certain death. Leaving means probable death. He chooses probable. The final moment comes. You stand on the ice, looking back at Terror. You're home for 3 years. The ship that carried you across the Atlantic, through the ice, into this frozen hell. She's listing slightly, crushed by ice pressure. The masts are bare. The paint is gone. She looks dead already. You turn away, start marching south with the others. 105 men, dragging boats that weigh thousands of pounds, heading into the unknown. The weather is brutal. Spring storms, whiteout conditions, temperatures that drop to 40 below at night. You make a few miles a day, sometimes less. Sometimes you go backwards, blown by Arctic winds. The first man falls on day 3. Hypothermia. He just sits down in the snow and doesn't get up. You try to help him, pull him to his feet, but he's dead weight. And you're so weak. The group can't stop, can't wait. You leave him there, with a blanket, with a prayer, with guilt that will haunt you forever. More fall, daily. Sometimes multiple men in a single day. The scurvy is so advanced their bodies are shutting down. The lead poisoning has made them confused, aggressive, unable to think clearly. Fights break out over nothing. A man stabs another over an accusation of stealing food. Both die. The food wasn't even real, just a hallucination. You keep marching, one foot in front of the other. It's all you can do. Your mind is fragmenting. You see your sister. She's walking beside you, talking, smiling. You know she's not real. But the hallucination is so vivid, so detailed. You talk back to her, tell her you're sorry. Sorry you won't come home? Sorry you'll die out here in the ice. She fades, replaced by darkness, by cold, by the endless white of the Arctic. Week 2, maybe week 3. You've lost count. Time is meaningless. The group has fractured. Some men turn back, trying to reach the ships. You don't know if they made it. Probably not. The ships are 40 miles away now. Might as well be on the moon. The main group continues south. But you're too weak, too sick, too broken. The sledges are lighter now. You've abandoned most of the supplies. The silver plates are scattered on the ice behind you. The books are gone. The writing desk was burned for fuel 3 days ago. All that's left is the boat and what little food remains. The food is gone by week 4. Completely gone. You're starving. Really starving. Not the hunger you felt in the first year. This is different. This is your body consuming itself. Muscle, organ tissue, anything to keep the heart beating a little longer. Men are dying faster now. Sometimes they fall mid-step. Sometimes they announce it calmly. I'm done. I can't go on. Then they sit and wait for death. It doesn't take long. In the Arctic, death comes quickly for the willing. You find a boot, just a boot sitting in the snow. There's a foot still in it. The rest of the body is gone, taken by animals maybe, or by men. You don't want to think about which, but you're so hungry, so desperately hungry. And there's meat in that boot. Human meat. But meat. You walk past it, not from morality. You're beyond morality, but from practicality. The meat is frozen solid. You don't have the tools to cut it. Don't have the strength to chew it. Don't have fire to cook it. Others aren't so practical. You find evidence later. Cut marks on bones. Human remains mixed with cooking implements. Men eating men, trying to extract a few more days of life from the bodies of their friends. It doesn't save them. Nothing saves them. You're walking alone now. You don't know when the others fell behind. Don't know if they're dead or just moving slower. You're following the coast. Or you think you're following the coast. Everything looks the same. White snow, gray rocks, blue ice, an endless monochrome nightmare. Your feet are gone. Frostbite took them weeks ago. You're walking on stumps wrapped in rags. Each step is agony, but stopping means death. So you keep walking. You fall, get up, fall again. This time getting up takes longer. You lie in the snow, breathing hard, tasting blood. Your lungs are failing. Your heart is struggling. Your body is giving up. You think about Cornwall, about your sister, about the letter you sent from Disco Bay 3 years ago. Does she still have it? Does she wonder what happened to you? Does she imagine you frozen and alone at the end of the world? You get up. One more time. You stagger forward. 10 steps. 20. 50. You're counting them now. Focusing on the numbers, because if you think about anything else, you'll stop. 100 steps. 200. You see something ahead? A shape, dark against the white? Hope surges. A cairn. A rescue party. Salvation. You reach it. It's a boat. One of yours? Mounted on a sledge, pointing north, back toward the ships. Inside are 2 bodies. Men you knew. Men who turned back. They didn't make it either. The boat is loaded with things. Chocolate, towels, a prayer book. Useless things. Things that didn't save them. You sit down next to the boat. Just for a moment. Just to rest. The snow is soft. Almost comfortable. The cold doesn't hurt anymore. That's a bad sign. When the cold stops hurting, it means you're dying. But you're so tired. And the snow is soft. And maybe just a few minutes of rest. You close your eyes. You think about the expedition. How it was supposed to be glorious. How you were supposed to find the passage. Come home, heroes. Be remembered forever. You'll be remembered, but not the way you wanted. You think about the Arctic. How beautiful it is. How terrible. How it doesn't care about your dreams or your empire or your technology. It just is. Eternal. Indifferent. Waiting for people like you to come and learn that nature always wins. You think about the 129 men who sailed north with such confidence. All dead now. All scattered across the ice. All lost. The greatest Arctic expedition ever mounted. Destroyed completely. Not by storms or battles or any kind of glory. Just by ice. By cold. By slow starvation and disease. And the realization that you never stood a chance. Your breathing slows. Your heartbeat weakens. The cold is inside you now. Not painful. Almost. Warm. Your body is shutting down, conserving what little energy remains for the final moments. You open your eyes one last time. The sky above is blue. Perfectly, impossibly blue. No clouds. No warmth. Just endless blue stretching to infinity. It's beautiful. The last thing you'll ever see. And it's beautiful. You close your eyes. You don't open them again. Your body will lie there for years, decades, frozen solid, preserved by the Arctic cold. Maybe animals will scatter your bones. Maybe the ice will bury you. Maybe you'll be found, examined, studied. Your bones will tell a story of lead and starvation and desperate last days. But that's later. Now you're just gone. Thomas Evans, age 26, able-bodied seaman. One of 129 men who vanished into the Arctic and never came home. The silence returns. The ice remains. The Arctic continues, indifferent to your story, ready for the next group of people who think they can conquer it. They'll fail too. They always do. Close your eyes now. When you open them, you're back, standing on King William Island in the summer sun. The ice is melting in patches. Flowers are growing. Tiny purple saxifrage clinging to rocks. Somewhere beneath your feet are bones. Your bones, in a way. The bones of men who thought they could find the Northwest Passage, who died trying. The passage exists now. Ships sail through it. Climate change has melted ice that was solid for millennia. The route Franklin died searching for is open. But 129 men are still dead, still lost, still frozen in the moment they realized they'd failed. The Arctic remembers. The ice remembers. The silence remembers. And now, so do you. You know what those final steps felt like, what the cold tasted like, what it meant to fall in the snow and understand you'd never get up. You were there, you felt it, you lived it until the very last breath. And the Arctic just watched, indifferent, eternal, waiting for the next victim. It will wait forever, and it will win. It always wins.